Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. It is Angela, and if you are new here, I enjoy doing art projects of all sorts, but I love doing junk journals, DIY projects, thrifting for vintage treasures, and as of late, organizing, and more organizing. If you've watched my vlogs, you know. So, before we get started, I would like to give a shout out to a few fine folks, to Woodland Inspired, to Carrie Guile, and Lori at Enchanted Dream 71. Thank you for all your support. I appreciate it. I especially appreciate your comments and liking my videos. That makes me very happy. So, in front of me, I have 4 journals. I did these on Sunday. And here's how they came about. So if you were on last week's live sale, where I sell ephemera and craft and art supplies for you to do your paper crafting projects, I had a lot with a whole bunch of boxes. They were game boxes, card boxes. There were a couple of really cool book covers in there, and so on and so forth. But these were 3 that were in that lot, and they didn't sell. And it dawned on me that perhaps I was like, oh, these would make great journals. And I thought, I've never made a box journal as a tutorial, to my knowledge. So as we go through this, if that's something you want me to do, of course, I took the rest of the boxes to the venue to sell at the sale. So I didn't have any extra ones lying around this morning, but I can find one. Trust me, I'm sure there's some to be had. And I can show you guys how I go about doing these. Now, I did these in 3 different ways so you could kind of see it. And as a bonus, I have a greeting card journal that I put together. And all of these will be on tomorrow's live sale. Tomorrow? Yes, tomorrow. So what we're going to do is we're just going to look through each one of them. Let's start with this one. This was a greeting card box. And so I cut it apart. And I have to tell you, I now have to use this box cutter that Dave scrounged up for me, because my really good one, I think it was a DeWalt, something like that. It was fantastical. He used it for like a real home improvement project, and it's broken now. So now I need a new one, because that one did not cut it very well. But I did make it work. And this is the first one. It's 2 signatures. And I just want to make sure I can see it. I made it very simple. They're all naked, meaning there's signatures in them, but I didn't do any embellishing. I didn't put tags or pockets. Well, there might be a few pockets, but I didn't put any ephemera in it. So this is so that you guys can make it to be whatever you want. But I wanted you to see this because, as I said, I realized not everyone probably watches all my videos, A. And so they were like, what is she talking about? And B, sometimes you just got to see things in order for it to kind of register. And I realized that when I was working at the venue, like, sometimes when you display things, you've got to display it in a way in which people can envision it so that they can see the possibilities, if you will. So what I did is I left these are the other ends of the box, but I left them in there because I thought someone might want them. But what I did with this is I covered the inside with this paper, and it was 2-sided, so I folded it up and made pockets on both the front and the back. And then at the top, I made 2 additional pockets up here. 1 and 2. And then I just went about picking out paper and adding it to the journal. And I did add a little greeting card in there. I think, I think each signature has a greeting card in it. There's some vellum. This is a placemat, paper placemat. That was one of my digitals. This is some old ledger. This is, I did make it into a pocket, although fragile. It is a pocket. This is some of the Anna Griffin paper that I got from that epic thrift haul. Some of my, I don't know if this is Kool-Aid. This is Kool-Aid dyed paper. This was from the Anna Griffin thing. It's kind of doily-esque. Some more of that. This is one of my digitals. And there's the other side. This has the pocket too. But it was a big piece of paper and I wanted to keep as much of it intact as I could. This is one of my digitals. More of the vellum. There's another, or that's the back side of the card. And so that's that signature. And then this is the second signature. This is one of my digitals. I did leave plenty of space in here because I at first thought I might do 3 signatures, and then I thought against it. But so there's plenty of room for it to get nice and bulky in here. Because, you know, once you start adding stuff, you just keep going and going. And there's some, this is food coloring, I think. This is, I don't know. I was looking at it and I'm like, is that one of my digitals that that I was just playing around with and printed out, or is it somebody else's? I don't know. There's some French paper. There's another card. There's some more. This is one of my digitals printed on vellum. More of the, I love this. It's like linen feel. This is that placemat. More of my digitals. This one has a lot of my digitals. That's my digitals. So you see, and it's just naked. Naked as Jaybird, as my mom used to say. And this is where you can just add all of your lovely creations and create your own journal. So that is the first one, made from a box, an old card box. That is the top. Then we have, which one shall I show you next? Okay, this one was just like this, a box of flashcards. So I cut it apart and I did reinforce it. This is with med tape. I didn't worry that you could see it. I think that kind of adds to it. Like the box has been used. There's a letter E on it. And it was reinforced. And then I did sew around it. Now this little flap has a magnet on it. I don't know. I wanted to use it. I don't know how sturdy it is. I did reinforce the back of it. But I did this so that those of you watching can see how I used it, and that I tried to use as many pieces as possible. But this is one signature. So this one, because it was phonics, I decided, I want to do a little bit of, some alphabet and such, and maybe school-esque. And I saw the paper airplanes, and that kind of sparked it. There is some, this is deli paper that I had stamped on a while ago. Ooh, I'm having a, oh no, I'm good. Oh, am I? Did I put this in back upside down? Not to worry, because this one I did as, my memory has just escaped me. Wow. It's been a long week. Okay, here we go. Let's try this. There we go. I'll show you when we get to the center. This is like, I used this as a scrap and then added it, or then saved it all because it was kind of pretty. We've got a crossword. This is I left some more of that linen-y placemat. This is Kool-Aid dyed, and I left the top on it. This was, I got a whole box of this at a thrift shop. And so when I dye it, I always leave the edges on it so that when I have these on my Etsy shop. So when I send them out, people have the little extra because it's kind of fun. But I thought, well, why not leave it on there? We got some map looks like Pennsylvania and Ohio. Cincy. This, I had a couple little stickers that I had stamped on, and I thought I'm just going to slap those on there for the fun of it. We've got some coffee dyed dictionary page. More of the deli wrap. Some music. Some more map, and then it just repeats. So very simple, and hopefully by the end of this video I'll remember Midori style, which means what you do is you cut your papers smaller than your journal. Traveler's notebooks are made like this a lot, so that you can add more pages to it, you can pull it out, you can replace it, and you always have your cover. And then what you do is you punch your holes, the top or and the bottom, a little bit above that. I use brads in mine. And that way, not brads, I always call them brads, eyelets here and here. And then I just wrapped it around and pulled it tight. So you could put a bunch more paper in there. But that, I wanted to show you, I wanted to show everybody on the live sale. Okay, so that first one, I did a pamphlet stitch and I hid it. So I put it on, I'll show you. I sewed all the signatures in, and then I added this to the spine. So you can't see it. So there are those two. Now this one was really fun because, let's see. This was a huge deck of playing cards. Okay, I just want to make sure I can see you. And what I did is this was, I for some reason, like Vegas kept coming to mind. I don't know why. But, so I wanted some bling. And this was my friend Janice made this for me. Well, not specifically for me, but she gave this to me. With a bunch of other really cool pieces that she sent. And the base of this is crepe paper. So that's pretty cool. It was stretchy and I could pull it. And it was wonderful. So I added that with a piece of kind of fun fabric. This did not look the best, and nor did this. So I did cover it. This is a washi that I had. It was the perfect size, and so I added that, and then I just added this on the side. This is all washi, and this is some decorative tape that I've had since I don't know when. But this particular box I kept intact because it slides out. Now, I did not do anything with the outside, or I mean the inside of the box, really. There was a couple places that I needed to reinforce, but not really. So inside here, I made a journal with a couple of those playing cards. And all you do, it's got the holes to push the deck out, just like when all of them were in there. And then this is the spine of this journal. And I can show you guys how to make these too. It's just, you know, it's a little labor intensive. It takes a long time. So what I did to save time is I used all ribbons. So I knew they were almost the same size and I didn't have to cut them 2 ways. The only one that I didn't do that was with some of this leftover fabric. So let me show you what it looks like. So there is that. And we've got a bingo card. I didn't check this to see, make sure everything was turning correctly, not stuck to anything. A guest check. But again, I wanted to show those people that are watching just some of the ways that they can use these boxes. And see, some of these are, like that one's a little bit stuck to that, but that's okay. Hold on, this one came undone. This is not my favorite way to bind books, by the way. It looks so cool on the side, but it takes a long time, and now you could use like I could have used my washi when I made my fabric washi. I could have used that, which I don't know if that would have been any easier. Maybe. I'm going to put a little clip on this while we flip through this. Just so I know it stays, because otherwise you're just going to sit here watching me hold that. And again, it's just naked. So it's yours to add whatever you wish. This is just an envelope that I cut the side off of. I wanted it to be like a junk journal, things that you probably have lying around. And these are all single pages, so that's the difference with this. That one might have been a bad call because it's very fragile. And these are just some tags that I had. This is a master board that I had created and cut up for journal cards. This is a Project Life card. By the way, I have a whole set of Project Life cards still new in the box. And I was going to put them on a live sale, and I didn't know if you guys would be interested in that or not. So there it is. Easy peasy. 3 different ways to create journals out of a box. Box journals. So if you want me to do a tutorial on one of these, we can. There's a whole lot of other things that we can do with boxes. I've done like a diorama, and oh, I think I have it over here. Let me show you. I think I'm going to sell this at the live sale where I'm doing like the home decor and hard goods. But I made this. I was going to use on a journal cover. I made 2 of them. I did use one on a journal cover. And then this one is the other one. And these are all made out of old book pages. Inspired by the sugar mold. The old Easter sugar mold things. Yeah, that's where that came from. So there's lots of things that you can do with the box. And this actually this back is part of an old box that one of these cards came in. So I got some really cool greeting cards that had, each one of them came in their own box. And I wasn't going to keep them all, but I'm like, no, I'm just going to save them. So I've saved every single one of the boxes that they came in. And now, like, if I have papers or an order that it will fit in, it's kind of fun to put them in one of these boxes, and then I can make it all pretty when I send it off. But this is also going to be at the live. So all 3 of those will be at the live sale tomorrow, as will this. In addition to, I'm including an Easter card. And these are big, so they make great journals. That then the recipient or the winner, it's 7.5 by 9.5. That whomever gets this, well, they can use it for whatever they wish. But if they want to replicate this, they certainly can. Excuse me. So this is just an Easter one. And again, I didn't worry about all of the glue, from the old. I like it. I like it like that. I want to make sure I can see you. I did glue up the bottom because remember, these are usually the ones that they fold in half and then they fold up. And so I turned that into a pocket. This is from Triple V Vintage. I love their papers. And most of this is all wallpaper. I used wallpaper. So this is, well, and like I said, I left it all naked. This was a large piece of wallpaper that I ended up leaving open. So if you wanted, if you want to make it into a true pocket, or if you just want to have it be a tuck, you can. This is from, what was this from? This was from my friend Tiffany. I think it's a symphony, an old symphony playbill. This is more wallpaper. I left the bottom on it and the little staples from when it was pulled out of the book. This is some recipe and my This is what I do when I before I put my journals on Etsy. I bet I go through them, I don't know, a lot. Just to make sure everything is, it's a junk journal, right? So it's going to have some wear, but eventually. But when it comes to the recipient, I want it to be pretty. This is some old ledger from the 1920s. More wallpaper. More wallpaper. This is some of my, I think that one is Kool-Aid. I don't know. More wallpaper. And I did reinforce some of these with the med tape just in case. And then on the back of this particular one, I love that. That's so cool. I left this one open as well. I could, well, I'm going to leave them open because somebody might not want them closed. And then I put a little pocket, and this is also wallpaper, but it's like really textured. It's like a basket. It's like a woven one. And I just did that because there was somebody's name on there. I thought about just leaving it, and then I'm like, oh, I'll just add a pocket in the back. So that is going to be on the live sale too. But now I hope that people that come to the sale can kind of see the vision, kind of see what it's all about. So there we are, our flip through of, and I did all 4 of these on Sunday afternoon. There was a lot of football on, and it's right, I can still hear it right outside the door, trust me. And so the boys watched the game, and I crafted away, and I didn't have this on my agenda. I just had a really productive day that day. I got 4 journals done, and I got everything cataloged for Thursday's sale. And I was like, what is, this is an anomaly. How did I get so much done today? I'm just trying to be gentle. So I really had fun. This was a fun project, and it makes me feel better that then people can see exactly how these items are used. So now I'm going to go put these with all of the live sale items for tomorrow, and I will talk to you then. Until then, remember to take time to just be. We'll see you soon. Cheers.